Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever publical figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. And speaking of Delulu, today I've got a good one for you. We're going to be talking about Tyler Catastrophe. I got a couple of recommendations to talk about him, but once I started digging into it, oh my gosh, it is like my brain just needs more information than what it's able to process. Let's go ahead and jump into the clip that started all of this.
I have had a crush on Will Gold since 2019 when I heard him laugh in the background of someone else's video and it felt like life itself leaned in to listen. Which is really inconvenient for me because I am very much a one soul at a time kind of person, so once I develop a crush, virtually no one else stands a chance ever. And at the time, I had just broken off a terrible engagement to a guy who didn't even fucking like me. And since then, I have only briefly dated one other person, who was wonderful, but it didn't work out. And so in all of that time, regardless of how many people have tried and been interested in me, I have not been able to find the interest for any single one of them. Because I have a fucking crush on a guy I have interacted with once. And I don't even officially know his sexuality. That's a whole other thing. And I have tried so hard to move on from this, to let it go, because I want so badly for it not to cross over into parasocial territory. But in like the 7 minutes that we spoke to each other, one, every time we made eye contact, I thought my heart was gonna fucking burst out of my chest and fly away. Two, I was so nervous that my head just shut off and my mouth had a mind of its own.
Okay, so brief intermission to talk about what we've heard so far. First and foremost, if you guys don't know who Wilbur Soot or Wilbur Gold is, it's the same person. He is a singer in the band Lovejoy, and he is also very commonly known for the fact that his ex-girlfriend, who was a popular YouTuber and streamer, had come out saying that he had emotionally and physically mistreated her while they were in a relationship together. I really don't remember too much about the detailing on that, so I don't want to give you guys information that might not be factually correct, but I will tell you that the majority of the internet fell down on Shelby's side based on what was presented at the time. I am putting on screen right now Will's addressing of the situation, but it's a very PR response. It's not really worth getting into. He doesn't really confirm or deny. He just says it was a misunderstanding, basically. So, we might touch on that in a later video, depending on how big this Tyler, the Creator stuff gets into and if we need to. But for now, just know that that is the person that he is talking about. He goes on to say that he got a crush on this man from just hearing his laugh in the background of somebody else's video, which is not inherently wrong, but the way that he says it is just very the stars aligned and this was meant to be. He's overly romanticizing it, which he is going to walk back in a future video, but I just feel that that's important to note where his head is at. He's being very poetic in the way that he's framing this. He also goes on to say that he's only interested in one soul at a time, and so this crush is pretty much preventing him from developing feelings for anybody else. So for him to say that it's not parasocial, but also to say that he's not willing to date anybody else except for this one person is kind of a crazy take, especially because he says that he developed this crush in 2019, which is 7 years ago. So that's kind of a long time to be I only have eyes for this creator. He does go on to say that they met once. I believe it was at a concert. He does show a picture in another TikTok of them all together at a concert meet and greet. The one he's talking about right now, he did not get a selfie for, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it was for a concert. So all of this time, he's been holding on to feelings from one meeting of this guy, seeing his band perform a couple of times, and hearing his laugh in the background of a TikTok or wherever he heard it, the background of someone's video, let's say. So just keep all of that in mind because it's going to get crazier.
And anyone who knows me and has ever met me knows that I don't get nervous about people. What the hell was that? 3, he somehow managed to make me want to write music again, something I have not done since my last band broke up in 2019 and I got hit by a car and couldn't sing anymore. And I can sing again now. It took several years, but I got it back because I'm amazing. But how dare you pull my spark back out from underneath the ashes I spent years burying it under because it hurt too much to think about. In 2 sentences. It's rude. And 4, he failed to take a selfie with me because he was operating on iPhone settings and I have an Android, and I accidentally called him adorable and immediately wanted to swallow my fucking tongue. Because you don't flirt with people when they're working. That's rude. I paid to... I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. And my point is, it's a whole thing. that I would like to no longer have to deal with. And all of this is made worse because I have been recognized at every single concert I've been to in the past year and a half, including 2 of his. And I've been on the Lovejoy Nation podcast twice. So no matter how many times I try to sweep this out of the rug and move on with my life, there's always that little thing in the back of my head saying, there's a non-zero chance.
So we know that he also, during this crush, has gone to 2 concerts for this man, as well as been on the fan podcast twice, which, to be fair, is not like the craziest thing in the world, but I think it's worth noting that he is making active choices to keep this man's presence, like, topical in his mind. But he is, like, also at the same time being like, oh, I just want to be over with this. I just want this to go away. But it's like, but you're centering him in your life, though. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with going to concerts or being in fan podcasts or forums, but if this is something where you're truly like, dude, it's been 9 years and I can't get over this guy, like, stop engaging with content that has this man in it. You know what I mean? Like, you're part of the problem. You're bringing it on yourself. It's not something that's happening to you. You are feeding into it.
Oh my god. So basically, the way I see it, I finally say fuck it. I make this video. I say it all out loud to the ether that is the internet. Worst case scenario, he sees it, he says, hey, not for me. I move on with my life, it's fine. I'm an adult, who cares? I'll take a no over uncertainty any day of the week. Neutral option, nothing happens. Oh well, I guess. Best case scenario, you know? Because honestly, it doesn't matter what I'm doing any day ever for the rest of my life. If he was like, hey, do you want to get dinner or something? I'd say yes. Obviously, I'm delusional. It's fine. But at this point, I'm just so over the not doing anything about the things that I want. You know? What's up with that? No one gets anywhere that way. So fuck it. I've said it out loud. What else is there to do at 9 p.m. on a... Is it Friday? I think it's Friday. Anyway. It is what it is, I guess. Okay, love you, bye.
So the fact that he's saying that there's a chance while also being like, oh, I would drop everything for this man is kind of crazy. Like, that's where it really goes over the line for me, because that's such a big power dynamic to be so into somebody that you're like, I don't care what I'm doing day or night. Like, I will drop it all to go on a date with you. It's not a healthy way to start out a relationship. And he could be using hyperbole, but based on everything we've heard up to this point, I don't think he is. I think that he's being very factual in this moment. Okay, so just to recap everything that we just heard without the interruptions from the video, basically, my main issues is the fact that this has been a 7-year-long crush that he has had where he has not been willing to entertain the possibility of dating anybody else, even going as far as to say that he has rejected people because he just feels like he wants to date somebody like Will. He has this crush on Will. He's not willing to settle or whatever, which it's fine to not settle, but you're basing all of this around an interaction you had with a minor celebrity that lasted 7 minutes. The fact that it started from just hearing his voice in the background of something tells me that this is an infatuation, which is an unhealthy place to start. Now, infatuation can turn into a serious relationship, of course, but not with a fan and celebrity type dynamic. Like, none of this is healthy, and that is the reason why people have an issue with this. Like, it's not healthy for Tyler, and the way that he keeps going on and on about it and, like, refusing to see how this is weird in future TikToks just adds to the problem. Then on top of that, you have to factor in the fact that Tyler himself is making this video because he's like, I'm tired of having this crush. I just want to get it out into the ether and get an answer one way or the other. Like, will he like me? Will he not? I don't even know if he has like a gender attraction to my gender, because all we know about Will so far is that he's dated a woman in the past. So, you know, all of this stuff adds up to tell me that in a sense, Tyler knows that this is weird behavior that needs to come to an end, because he's like, I'm going to publish this video to just get a final answer. But why not decenter Will from your life? Like, if you are creating this relationship in your mind where you're like, oh, he's the perfect man for me, and this has been going on for 7 years to the point where I won't consider anybody else, like, why engage with the fan podcast? Why go to concerts? Why continue to, like, center Will in your thought processes? Take a break. Like, just step back from the internet. He went the absolute opposite route that I would recommend for somebody with this level of, like, an intense crush, if that's what he wants to call it.
So not that serious. Is it embarrassing to publicly admit that you have a crush on someone? Yes. Is it also embarrassing to admit the person you have a crush on has a larger following than you do? Yeah, sure. But having a crush and feeling emotions about a person you don't know is not inherently wrong.
No, it's not inherently wrong, but at the same time, the way that you are interacting with this creator is weird. It is alarming. It's concerning. If somebody came up to me and said, "Oh my gosh, I've watched your videos and I have been absolutely obsessed with you for 9 years. I love everything that you do. Like, I just really feel like you're everything that I want in a person," I would be freaked the fuck out. You know what I mean? And so I think that is the part that people are responding to, is the length of time that you've had this crush for. The fact that you are saying that you've never been interested in anybody else during that time, pretty much. And the fact that it's like you are attributing so much personality to this person that you have only met in person once, regardless of how many times you may or may not have seen their content online.
I'm not out here writing self-insert fanfiction or building a shrine to our love in my fucking closet. I said that I had a crush on a guy who I do not know, and that we met one time, made eye contact, and it gave me butterflies. I said it in a way that wasn't strictly literal, because I'm an artist and a poet, and I like to say the pretty words. And y'all are out here acting like I trained an AI chatbot to talk like him. But are y'all really so online that you forgot that being human is allowed? Yes, he's successful, and there are other people who want him, and he has a larger following than me, and I've had a crush on him for more than a couple years. But he is just a guy. He is just a guy. And yes, having a crush on him makes it hard for me to have a crush on literally anyone else, because he is proof that all the qualities I want in a partner exist as one coherent person. And why the fuck would I want to settle for someone who doesn't have those qualities when I know that those qualities exist? But I'm not out here saying that he's the only person who's allowed to date me. He's the only one who's allowed to try, and if I just wait long enough, he'll fall in love. No! If he asked me out, I would say yes. That is all I said.
Despite his calm cadence, that is not all he said. First of all, he wants to brush it off as a crush that's lasted a couple of years, but it's been 9 years. He also wants to say that Will is just a guy, but then goes on in his little explanation video to be like, why would I settle? Will is everything I want. I'm not saying that Tyler is a stalker, but follow me for a second. That's what stalkers do. That is what stalkers do. They get this infatuation with somebody, and then they start attributing all these personality traits and how they're just perfect and how this person is like the gold standard and they don't want to accept anything else. So while Tyler might not be there yet, and I'm not insinuating he's going to go into stalker mode, that is why people are concerned, because this is not normal behavior. It is not normal to, for nearly a decade, have somebody that you have eyes on that you're like, oh, they're just the perfect partner. You've met them one time, It's not the same as being friends with somebody and developing feelings for them and being like, oh, well, I know for a fact that they're funny and nice and kind and sweet and all of the things that I like. You don't know Will. The only information that you have on Will is one meet and greet that you guys have met at, maybe two. I'm not really sure on the further timeline, but at this point, he had only mentioned one. So one meet and greet, and then any celebrity interviews where obviously the persona is on. So you don't know this person. That is what makes it weird. The fact that you would come online and say, I'm not going to settle for anybody less than this standard, especially when the standard has allegations of mistreating a partner. That is the part that is crazy to me. So if you guys think that that's crazy too, let me know in the comments below. If you think I'm way off base and everybody needs to stop talking about Tyler, let me know that too. Also, if you've made it this far and you've enjoyed the video, please leave me a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. 70% of my regular viewers are not subscribed, so it would mean a lot to me if you could just hit that little button for me. And if you made it this far, you already know, stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. See you in the next one.